I love your shoes. They say Raiders on the back.
I really appreciate that. I've been wearing these freaking Monarch for years. Not the same ones.
Are they comfortable?
Oh yeah, these are great. The good thing about Monarch, you can coach football, you can go to the movie if you want to, you can mow your front lawn, you can do whatever you want in these things.
I want to get a pair.
That's the advantage of living in Vegas. You don't have to mow your front lawn.
That's exactly right.
Pete, obviously, you made a big move yesterday, releasing Christian Wilkins. If you could just talk about the thought process that went into it, but also moving forward, how you go about replacing that project.
We took a long time to make our decision. We watched our way through the whole thing, keep it really clear with what we said. There was no clear path to his return, and so we just had to move on.
Pete,
Sorry.
obviously we won't talk specifics, but Chip is using, you got a lot of weapons on offense, and he's being extremely creative. How exciting is it for you, because you're known as a creative guy, to see what he's doing with their offense?
No way. Yeah, matter of fact, you watch him as he starts each period, man. He sends a message about what's coming or what isn't coming to the defense. He's competing like crazy in it. He has so much history, so much background, and he is a creative master. He's been that for years, all the way back to the tempo stuff that he did years ago that set everybody on their ear in football. He's just been that way. It's really fun, and yeah, we are feeling our guys. We are feeling the roles. We are feeling the opportunity to mix guys in and do the things they do really well. And we're learning. Yeah, we've only been at it 3 days here now, but we're learning. But we already have a sense that we have something special.
How do you go about replacing Christian Wilkins, and how good do you feel about this young group of players?
This place is about competition. It always has been, and it's just wide open. And I don't need to talk about any names right now. I think the fact that if you watch the rotations and we're giving everybody a chance to mix the guys with the ones and the twos all the way throughout, just to gather a bunch of information. I went right back to cut-ups yesterday of the first 2 days, just watching each individual guy, and we're just putting the information in the vault here and we'll figure it out in time. But we have a good young swing of guys now, and the young guys that came in this past draft are part of that competition too, so it's exciting.
We've seen Tyree move inside, seen him do that a couple of years, obviously out here. What do you see in that third year?
I think this is really his time. I think this is his time. He had a little bit of injury issue early on. Last year he made improvement. I'm counting on him to do stuff in a big way, and that's not. It's not just outside of them where he is a real natural. We're moving him around, trying to see what we can do, and working complement with our other rushers. But I'm really enthused about how he's shown his effort and his concern about doing things really hard, full speed, and all that. So that's a really good sign. So he's a marvelous international.
It's very early, but are you happy with your rookies? Looks like, they're really, the effort's been good.
Right now, we had 3 terrific days of practice. We really did. Each one of them was everybody did everything they could. Then we challenged to come back and do it again. And this is the 3rd day to finish this first rhythm of it. And this was probably our best practice. So the focus, the intensity, and working to try to maximize these opportunities, because we're still in controlled mode, no OTA kind of mode right now. I love what we've done in 3 days.
We've seen Jamal Williams with the linebackers so far since he's been out here. What's your vision for him in the defense?
Yeah, I told him right off the bat I want him to play inside. He's always been so instinctive and so aggressive and such a run-through guy. Been a fantastic blitzer over his time. So we want to put him in a position to do that. So he's jumped right into the real spot, and that gives us some flexibility that we're gonna grow with. He looks really good. He had a real serious injury a bit ago. He looks like he's back. So weighing a little bit more than he was before. He fits just right. So I'm really anxious to see how he takes it.
How about the familiarity working with him? How valuable is that? You know him so well.
Yeah, Cole, do you have any questions, by the way, before you get out here? If you guys do.
Hey, can we get some space, guys? Turn around the podium a little bit. Come on.
What am I sweating? Go back.
That familiarity about working with Jamal before. How important is that?
It's really important. We made a big trade to get him because of who he is and the nature of his football style of play, aggressiveness, toughness, and his mentality is really unique. That's why we were so willing to go after him a while back. So to get a chance to get him back in our organization right now and kind of give him an opportunity to get back in flow of the kind of play he's capable of, I'm all over it. And it is because I know him really well, and because I think the world of him. So his style of play is so suitable for what we're trying to do here about being aggressive and tough and all that. And so we'll see what happens. And he's competing.
What has Jonah Lulu shown you so far in the time you've been working with him?
You know, Jonah hasn't done anything but the right stuff so far. I mean, he's been on it. I found him watching film, you know, coming off the last season before we even got back together and all that. And I thought I saw some really good traits about him. And so I've been kind of in his corner the whole time, pushing him to be one of the in the front line of this thing. And so far, he's shown us the flexibility to play different spots, which is good. He's playing really hard. He's playing really smart, and he's making a bid for us. So it's exciting.
Obviously, it's a different position, but do you see Jamal maybe as a Charles Haley, just a primary pass rusher, or do you think he can do all three downs at will?
No, I don't see him as a primary pass rusher. I think he's an instinctive guy that can do a lot of things. So we don't want to put him on, you know, in any place that locks that down. So he'll be behind the line of scrimmage and on the edge, moving around just like our system calls for. And he might be a great fit for us. So we're going to give him a heck of a chance.
Pete, you've coached against some of the greats in this game. When you see Max Crosby doing what he does up there, almost like it's a Super Bowl every rep.
Yeah, he really truly is the epitome of what we're looking for in this program. And he doesn't just speak it; he does it. He's a monster on the offense every day. And I mentioned that, you know, every time he rushes, you have to be aware that you may have to duck on his speed rush. You may have to flush on his up and unders. He's just that big of a factor, and he's given DJ all he wants, and it's a great opportunity for him to work against a terrific football player. But his presence is really obvious, and it's not just the passing game. You know, him chasing the football, and his consistent intensity is really ideal for what we're looking for.
I'm sorry if I missed this already, but what in time past since the time you coached Jamal previously to now, like what has changed about him, whether as a leader or as a player, that you've seen so far?
Well, he's overcome a major surgery and a major injury, you know, and I've had a couple guys that have gone through that, and it takes a couple years. And so here we are, you know. So I know who he is, and I know what he brings, and I know what he's trying to accomplish and getting back going again. And we'll see what happens. But he's going to get a real shot, as is everybody. But I'm going to give him a real shot because I can imagine how much of a factor he can be on your defense if he's out there. So got a great spirit, great competitiveness about him. So I mean, there's nothing I love more about him than play. That's why we went for him in such a big way before.
We saw season ticket holders on day one of camp, and then it was open to the public yesterday with hundreds of Raiders fans here. You know, no fans today, but what has it been like just being immersed in Raider Nation?
Yeah, we need more. We need more. Hey, the invitation is wide open. When we have our open days, let's get all of our people in there. I'm okay if we overflow it. Okay, we can have as many as we want, as we can get in here. So the invitation is wide open, and we need them. It is a factor in our practice. It gives us a presence of there's people watching. We're never going to play a game where they're not going to be looking at us and watching us, put us on big TV looks and all that. I want them to feel that as much as possible. So it's great to have them. We need more.
Can you talk about Gino a little bit, and just it's the early stages of camp, but you also have the OTAs. Where is he in terms of comfort level with Chip's offense?
Well, first off, they're connecting. They're going, you know, shoulder to shoulder in this thing. We're really working hard with Gino because he has such good history. He's had so many principles and things that he's done that he's mastered. Those will be part of what we're doing as well as the stuff that Chips brings that's creative. Gino being here is such a positive factor for restarting this program, and not just because we were together and he extends the message. He is the message. He competes every single day, every step he takes. He's just the version of Max on the other side of the ball, and that kind of leadership, it's just obvious. I mean, he doesn't have to give any speeches or nothing. He just is a leader, and so it's just a big factor in jumpstarting. And also when we're on the field, you see the plays day after day. He keeps making great plays, great throws, great decisions. Scramble one in today, and everybody realizes what we got, and so. The D-line are looking to take care of him in the pass rush situations. They're trying to keep him fresh and not get in his way because we want him playing for us. So it's been a great start, and we're just getting going. There's just no hindrances at all. No.
Competition and energy has always been a big part of wherever you've coached previously, but when you get a chance to reset and do something new for the first time, what are the biggest differences in terms of how you structure things and your message than maybe what you did in Seattle?
Yeah, I was taught a long time ago that you either have a philosophy or you don't. And we have one, but the philosophy is affected by the people, you know, and how they adapt to it and how they make it come to life and all that. And that's what this process. So my biggest challenge is to give them the ways that we believe we can play our football, but then let it become theirs. And so it's really a fun challenge, and it's why I'm so charged up. And I've been a little bit fired up since I've been here. I know that. I know you might have seen that or not. But each practice is an opportunity for us. Each day is a statement of who we are, what we're all about. Are we there again? Are we consistent? Are we battling? And so it's a coach's dream to have an opportunity like this, really. And so the fellas are responding in a way that's making it really fun. And we're going to get pads a couple days from now. We'll really start to bring it.
What are you looking forward to when pads come on?
It's a big statement for us to make that we're stepping out of the OTA mode and all of that, because the game is at the line of scrimmage and both sides of the football. And until we start knocking each other around and battling and making each other better, you really don't know where you are. And so we can only evaluate what we can, and we've at this point we're in great shape with understanding our players. But this is the next step, and so there's not that many padded days before we're playing. So we'll take advantage of every one of them and expect our guys to get after each other. They realize that it's the guy across from them that makes them, and so that understanding is to bring out the best in everybody. So hopefully it'll be really fun to watch.
In the statement yesterday, you guys said that you have commitment to excellence on and off the field. Is that sort of sending a message about the expectation that you guys have for this club moving forward?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. We have extremely high expectations. I don't even know any other way to think. And I don't care what year it is or what team it is. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, this is either going for it or you're not, and we're going for it. And whatever that means at the end of it, we'll find out. But in the meantime, there is no standard that we can set high enough that we can't challenge for. And so we're going for it. And like I said, and these guys are on board. They get it.
Well, something that I noticed is how much you kind of move around your defensive backs and kind of like in rotation. A lot of guys getting in there in the backfield. What do you believe is the intentionality behind that, kind of being an open competition? Who's the guys that you like?
We're gathering information, really, and I want them to feel what I'm saying. This is, you're either competing or you're not. And so I've got to give them the opportunity to show what they can do and who they are and how far along they've come. And I'm not afraid one bit of playing young guys. If rookies play, I'm fine with that. I've been doing that for years. That's a positive if that can happen. So we have to give those guys opportunity to show themselves. And so that's really what it is. And if you notice, we're mixing everybody at all spots with that intention.
Coach, you mentioned games are won in the trenches. What are your thoughts on Alex Kaplan and Dylan Parham?
Well, both guys, as the question came up about the pads, we can't tell now. We can tell they know their assignments, we can tell they know their footwork and their steps, they're making their calls, but until we start knocking each other around, we won't really know. We need to feel their power. But they've done just positive things so far, so we're in good shape going into the padded days.
Last one, Adam. Coach, you brought Jermaine Pratt in pretty late in the process. Jermaine Pratt came in pretty late in the process. I guess everybody knows what he can do. He's a very accomplished player, but how is he in terms of picking up what you guys want from him?
Well, he was off to a good start first couple of days. He's got a hamstring's just a little bit tight, so we're just making sure that he can get to the fifth practice. Is really what we're doing. We'll give him this day off and then try to get him right back. He's instinctive. He's physical. The way we're playing him, the things we're asking him to do, are right up his alley. And it's a pretty tough-looking group now. Pretty tough-looking group. Devin and what E-Rob brings, and what Pratt brings, and what we're seeing. Jamal has an opportunity to try that. It's a physical, hard-hitting, hard-running group now. I'm really excited about that aspect of our defense.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.